Sanat Kumar continues to Narad Muni. Narad Muni wants to know more. He's enjoying the build-up. Listening to these serious words, the Danav bow and they leave that place, returning to Andakasur's castle. Whatever words were spoken by Shiva, they repeat it to him and they tell him, Prabhu, Rajan, this is what the husband said. The demons are valorous. We do not follow the rules that they follow. Therefore, let us go. Let us go and take what could be yours. You are the greatest king, and therefore, you should have the best. He says, because of this, I am going to release that terrific, horrific individual, Vidaka. Vidaka is one of the emissaries, the workers, a powerful general in the army of Andaka, and he lets loose this person. He sends him to the Mandarchal mountain where Mahadev and Parvati are staying for that time. And they send him to destroy and to take mother and bring her. Sanat Kumar says, the foolish Daitya, disregarding truth, forgetting his shrap with anger, just as how ghee boils and bubbles as it is being burnt by the flames of the fire, as if the ghee is trying to overcome the fire. It is raising up in the bubbles and it is boiling up as if it can in some way entrap that fire. And more it raises, more it is drying. The imagery of ghee burning is showing how people that are intoxicated with false knowledge, they think themselves great like the ghee. And in true and in fact, more their pride, more their ego gets away from them, they are losing the fight to the fire, step by step. More and more they are doing it to themselves. Likewise, intoxicated with this false knowledge, it spelt the misfortune not only for him but his whole family. And in this way, they charge. They go. And Akasur goes with all his people. And Vidak goes in front. Just as the firefly dances with love in his eyes to the flames of the fire, Vidak and others attack that place where all the gunners rush out. Let's hear what happens. As a grave battle ensues. All the different Daityas stand against the gunners. Let's hear what happens. Narayanaya Krishnaya Paramatmaya Namo Namah. Narayanaya Krishnaya Paramatmaya Namo Namah. Virochan stataye chakar yudhavali vanayate te yudhaye daitya dhana datta samnatye hiridakritayati. Narayanaya Krishnaya Paramatmaya Namo Namah. All of them are ready to fight. Vidak is the lead on the Shiva's side. My mistake. Lord Shiva calls on Vidak. There's a person on the Andaka side with a name close to it. That's why. He says, Vidak, I am engaged in this Pashupat Vrat and I cannot get up from here. I am not going to break my breath to go and engage in battle. That is my test. When you are praying, does the phone distract you? Does everything distract you? Does it break your merit when you're doing your prayer? Look at the example of Lord Shiva tonight. Mother is testing him. What is he going to do? He wants to do Pashupat Vrat. What is the bigger pity? Are you going to break your prayer because some trouble has come? He says to his son, his Gunna, you have my power. You, O senior warrior, destroy them. Allow me the time to sit and complete my brat. Allow me the time to sit and do my puja. This Pashupat Brat is not easy. And it is not done by devatas. Nobody else could do it. Now, because of this inauspicious hour, I am being tested by the hand of Devi. As she is manipulating the forces to do this, I am moving from this place and I am going to the forest to continue my vrat. May you protect her and protect this place. For 505 days, Mahadev Baba, right hand, Viraka, fought against the forces of Andaka in the absence of Lord Shiva as he went into the forest. But after that 550, Viraka was overrun. And Parvati found that Viraka is now powerless. He has fainted. Mother inside the cave calls on Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, Surya, Rudra, all of them, Indra, all of them to come and save her. Listen to the words, to the prayer of Parvati Mata. A woman to accept a husband for her security and for the safety of her family. The female is different to the male. On the day of the wedding, Sanat Kumar says to Narad, when she leaves the protection of her father, she is going to go under the protection, the umbrella of the husband. Blessed is the husband who could upkeep the level of security that the father once had over this person. One day, the same mother goes under the protection of her son. Sanakumar is looking at Narad's face and he's confused. This is Adi Shakti Jagadamba. Isn't this the same lady when they decapitated Ganesh head? She expands her form into the 18 hands and she's about to destroy that same Mahadev. How is it she's so helpless now? Sanat Kumar replies to him, he says, you look and listen to the act of Adi Shakti as she's playing her Leela, as she's teaching a lesson. He says, which woman is not powerful? But for the sake of a home, the lady follows the leader of the home, the husband. In the animal kingdom, the lion is the king of the jungle, but it is the lioness who does all the hunting. She is the true predator. But mother follows. And when she has to act now, calling on all of them, today, when husband is not able to protect me, I call on you, all of you, protect me now. As a mother calling children, all of them come, but out of respect, they come in female form. Brahmani, Vaishnavi, Rudrani, Indrani, all of them come in female form. All of them manifest in that cave from between the doorway and where mother is. All of them stand ready to wage war against the horde of unclean and unnasty people that are coming to touch her. Sanat Kumar says the person who protects the woman, the person who treasures her body and treats her with that divinity, the words to describe the blessing that will come for such a person by doing that simple act, then there is no prayer to compare with it. When regaining consciousness, Viraka realizes that he's now together with a woman army, and they all charge together. All of them, the text here at exorbitant amount of detail. Who had which weapon, who had done, who had sword. Vaishnari had 1,000 eyes, and she came The female form of Yamraj had a stick, a dand. Toya Lekha, a form attached to Varun Devta, comes with the noose, and they are hitting and killing all the armies. Parvati Mata is safe. Adi Shakti Mata ki jai. In this way, hundreds of Devis, goddesses, marched on the battlefield. And seeing from nowhere comes an army of Devis, and Andaka is taken aback. He feels distress because his forces are failing. His forces are falling. The ladies put Viraka in front as their chief, and they are fighting and waging war. Let's hear what happens as Andaka is about to make a decision. Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol. 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 Hiranyaksha putraye vambhupa chakre mahavyapat hara mara sukarmaye bhavanti vishnu niranrakshayamaye gilaye tam. Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol. 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 Shri Vrindavan Bihari Lal Ki Jai. Seeing the goddess with the embodiment of Varahi, the embodiment of Yam, all of them taking form. Andaka sends forward Gila, an even more powerful demon that started to destroy and give great amount of trouble to these various Shaktis. Great battle started to fight. Gauri, Shiva, everybody. Vaigasha is the one I'm remembering. Is the messenger now Andaka sends to Lord Shiva in the forest. And the messenger talks about your forces are being obliterated. You're going to be destroyed, Shiva. Why are you forcing me? Andaka is saying through the messenger, why are you forcing me to fight someone like you? Simply give me that woman. Listening to these words of the messenger, the third eye of Lord Shiva opens, ready to burn and to incinerate the messenger. He said, since you have spoken these harsh words, it is time for me to enter into the battle. Whenever anybody, oh incompetent fool, when the woman who is made to be pleasant, who is made to be guarded and protected, who is supposed to be something of great pride, oh incompetent person, when that person endangers, inflicts pain, hardships and hurtful experiences against women, I will come to destroy such people. No, tell your Lord that soon I will engage him on the battlefield. All Prem Subramapati Mahadeva ki Jai. Whilst this conversation was going on, Vaigasha goes back to Andaka to tell him, and all the hordes start to attack the cave. They are ripping at the flowers, all the beautiful trees, everything is suffering because of the onslaught of this battle. All the Devis were affected by these great demons, and they are starting to fall. Let's hear what happens in the next shloka. जय भोले बाबा तब शरणम, जय भोले बाबा तब शरणम, जय भोले बाबा तब शरणम, जय सांब सदा शिव तब शरणम, जय सांब सदा शिव तब शरणम, ना वै यह सद्गृह यातम यस्तिये भलभ्य कलियतः स्वद्याः तेन ये स्थिरा दशपातीन पतिने ततनुः ततये शक्रास्थितिस्तैरुघ गिरायले गिरिजाये तम द्विजयाते गुणयातम पतिया मुहूर्त ये शौकन, जय भोले बाबा तब शरणम, जय भोले बाबा तब शरणम, जय भोले बाबा तब शरणम, जय सांब सदा शिव तब शरणम, जय सांब सदा शिव
तब शरणम।
उमापति महादेव की जय. As the battle went on, Mahadev now coming closer and closer, seeing how all the Devis are in distress, picks up his trident. It is time for him to enter into the battlefield, and he destroys the bodies of many of these Daityas. He takes the Trishul and he throws it to the chest of Andaka. And with as if the sun had scorched the body, his body starts to burn by the rage, by the energy, by the tage of Mahadev Baba. That ritual burns his body. And all start to celebrate with the fall. But something happens. The Guru on that side, on the bad side, Shukracharya had learned Mrityunjay mantra. And he using the Mrityunjay mantra, all the devatas are shocked to see that when he starts to pray, everything that was destroyed, all the lifeless bodies start to get back up. Shukra is using his prayer. And only one thing can stop it. So powerful is this mantra that Lord Shiva summons Shukracharya. Let's hear what happens when he comes. Narayanaya Krishnaya Paramatmaya Namo Nama Shariro Vahina Evam Deha Sadagya Dvijayataye Ye Natam Nirupa Bridhaye Satatam Gunapata Ye Ati. Umapati Mahadeva ki Jai. Sanat Kumar says, when Shukracharya came close, Lord Shiva swallowed him whole. Because without destroying him, the mantra, that Mrityunjay mantra, that Sajivani Tapasya that he was using, he had opened the power of that mantra and he was using it to revive bad people. Lord Shiva swallows him whole in his stomach. But Shukracharya in the belly of Mahadev Baba is getting to see all the different forms of creation. Whilst trying to get out, he is lost in the creation of Prabhu. And he is getting a tour, as it were, of what God's creation looks like. It is a blessing for him. But all the deities, they are depressed, because now when they bleed, when they die, when they are destroyed, this time they cannot be revived. Andaka, who had been revived, He's more cautious. He's afraid. He's fearful of what is coming. Now, Skanda, Vinayak, Nandi, Som Nandi, all of them take to the battlefield again for the protection of their mother. Mahadev Baba sends them forward. And they begin to destroy once again all the different workers, those that are bad. Let's hear what happens in this next slok. Aye Shivaratri Bambola, Aye Shivaratri Bambola, Shiva Shivaratri Bambola, Aye Shivaratri Bambola, Aye Shivaratri Bambola, Shiva Shivaratri Bambola. Ate kavya vidhi kalyatam Shukracharya Bhriguputrayetam Daitya he mahashan vedata Kuruvan nidhinanye atam Aye Shivaratri Bambola, Aye Shivaratri Bambola, Shiva Shivaratri Bambola, Shiva Shivaratri Bambola. Umapati Mahadeva ki Jai. When the fight is going on, Shukra is inside the body, the belly of Mahadev, and he's praying. He used a special prayer that till today people use this Shukracharya Kavach, this prayer to Lord Shiva. We'll chant a couple of verses just now. When people are ensnared, especially one application of this, you see, when you are in domestic violence, when you're in trouble, when you're in a horrid relationship, and you want freedom, you want out. Now let me say this. Sometimes pundits make a statement when people are getting married. If we have any domestic friction, if we have any type of trouble, don't go and tell anybody. And I sometimes think that is a misprint in the book that they are following. Because common sense and the rule of law is, when you're in trouble, you have to talk. Too often, you see women being battered, beaten, killed. And you're going to tell these women, don't say anything? Anybody goes and harms or tries to harm Parvati Mata, she goes to her Lord to talk. When she's in trouble, she goes to Ganesh. When she's in trouble, she goes to Kartik. When she's in trouble, she calls upon her sisters. There must be somebody to help me. What it should be, know who you're going to talk to. Simply because there are people who would use your innermost details to laugh at you, to break you, to insult you. It's not hard to see that. Sometimes your own family use you here. They had trouble in their marriage home, boy. You hear what's going on with them? And drag that, the same family drags their name, drags their relationship on the road. Instead of going and saying, listen now, let me work this out, let me talk this out. I don't want to let a fight. In everything it have two sides. Men are judged very, very rough. The man curse, the man get on, the man hit, nobody has say right. But something caused it. We have to have an ability for those people like pundits, people who are counselors, people who are parents. Learn to listen to two sides. We have two ears, listen to two sides before we make a judgment. We have to remain objective. But we're supposed to remind the girl and encourage the boy when things are bad, when things get hard in the marriage. Maybe a counselor, maybe a guru, maybe the pundit, maybe somebody you trust. Talk to somebody. But don't go and talk to somebody who is a divorcee, you know. Go and talk to somebody who will guide you to lift your marriage. You know, there's a saying, married people should not be lying with single people. I believe, I've lived to see that the trouble that caused. No marriage is without its trouble, as you'll hear in our next night discourse. In everything, it takes a certain amount of compromise and understanding. Forgiveness. It takes some energy to make it work and to make it last. But when a person who is a divorcee, when a person who is single, don't take that, He do that, don't leave that. Whereas a person who may be more experienced in marriage, more years, more anniversaries, might say, you know what, better days will come. Don't sweat the little things. Discuss it, work it out, it have to change. That stupidness have to stop. But don't be quick to divorce. You didn't marry for one day. That is part of it. I agree. When we are talking about domestic violence, talk to a police, talk to somebody to help you. Don't risk. Nowhere did Pundit Keshava say, you're married so you have to take wherever you get. Those days are gone, everybody. We have to teach our sons how to handle and how to talk, how to be a husband and not be a beast. This is important. When you are in this kind of trouble, this kind of prayers could help you. When he did the prayer, he was able to pass out of the lingam of Lord Shiva. And because he came out with the seminal fluid of Mahadev, Lord Shiva looks to Shukracharya and he says, from today, you are my son. You are what came from my body, O Shukra. And he gives him more information, more teaching. And he says, may you always remember the value of using prayer for good and the upliftment of good people. Do not use all the knowledge that I give you, O child, O son, to bring down good people. Shukra bows and he leaves. For this reason, O Narad Muni, I have described to you how Lord Shiva swallowed Shukracharya and he was able to come out from the belly of Mahadev. And because of this, he is born a son to Lord Shiva. Everybody, please put your hands together. Let's just do one verse of the mantra that Shukra did. Sanat Kumar is asked by Narad Muni, could you tell me the prayer so that I would know it? I could use it too. Om Namaste Devasya Sura Asuryana Sanjivani Nath Saskrita Taya Bhuta Bhavaye Mahadeva Hariye Pati Ye Lokha Chanaye Balaye Tam Buddhi Rupa Patiyate Vayandritaye Sanchadya Hiranyaye Tre Lokanath Bhavaye Ishwar Ye Hariha Narayanaya Krishnaya Paramatmaya Namo Namah Narayanaya Krishnaya Paramatmaya Namo Namah Narayanaya Krishnaya Paramatmaya Namo Namah. He says, you are the one who has green eyes. You who, having the hide of the tiger to cover your body. You who sit by the fire, O Ishwar, O Hara, you are the cause of the dissolution of this world at the time of Mahapralay. You are the Lord of the Ganas. You are Kala, you are Maheshwara, you are the one who is wearing the snakes. And like this, he goes and he calls out all his features. O Vamadev, one of the heads in a five-headed form. O you who is the god of the Bhikshu. All these different forms, the Panchmukh form of Lord Shiva is described. Parvati accepted Shukracharya as her son. Vishweshwar is now ready to accept Andaka. And when all the hordes were destroyed, when the Andaka now destroyed again for a second time by Lord Shiva, he praised the Lord Shiva. And accepting where, you see, the Trishul that we associate Lord Shiva, Shul is the one pike in the middle. Trishul means 3 pikes. Andaka was lodged here on top of this blade for a very long time. He sat there, hanging on to the Trishul of Lord Shiva. And he's praying to the 108 forms of Lord Shiva. Now, in this way, he called the various names. The one with the crescent moon, Chandrasekhara. The one who is stable, the blue neck one, trident bearing, bull-eyed. The one who is Purushaha. The one who is the enemy of Kamdev. The destroyer of Kamdev. The person who has matted locks. The one who is very ugly. The one who is Girisha. The one who is terrible. The one with lips that are very long, broad smile. The one who is the greatest yogi, the one who is the destroyer of Kala, the one who destroys Tripura, the one who bears skulls. He starts to pray like this and he's calling all of their names and he's praying to Lord Shiva, praying again and again, dear Mahadev, please hear my prayer. And after a long time, Andaka asked for forgiveness for what he had done, for trying to disrespect Mother. Knowing that that disrespect caused the end of him and his soldiers. Standing in front of Mahadev and Goddess Parvati, he says, I ask for forgiveness, not only for myself, but for all those people that I caused to fight as we try to disrespect Mother. Let's hear what Lord Shiva tells him. Aaye Shivaratri Bambola, Aaye Shivaratri Bambola, Shiva Shivaratri Bambola, Shiva Shivaratri Bambola, Bola Bola Bambola, Bola Bola Bambola, Bola Bola Bambola, Bola Bola Bambola, Aaye Shivaratri Bambola, Aaye Shivaratri Bambola, oh, Shiva Shivaratri Bambola, oh, Shiva Shivaratri
Bambola.
Bho bho daitra dhishyate yamnani anchayatam andakaditya putrayate subratayena andakasur. Aaye Shivaratri Bambola, Aaye Shivaratri Bambola, Aaye Shivaratri Bambola, Aaye Shivaratri Bambola. He says, oh Subrat, O great king of the deities, I am pleased with your patience, your discipline in sitting and in doing your prayer consistently. You weren't lazy. You didn't give up. When today I said the prayers and I want how some people pray. When I say my prayers today and I want the change tomorrow. He says, no, you have shown fortitude. You have shown prowess. He says, my work, he says, I listen to my devotee, but I am slow. He says, because the merit of the person has to be tested. Will you give up? Will you throw away your prayer when you are tested? He says, what I am looking at is your nature. You have stood fast. You have stood strong. You have waited. Remember, devotees, prayers has to have patience in it. If nobody never taught you how to pray, consider what I am saying. The person who knows to pray knows that I am talking to God and I have to trust in my God. What is faith? I have faith that He's listening to me. But then I have to give Him a chance to work. Continue to pray. Prayers don't answer today for tomorrow. This is not a fax service. This is not an immediate text on WhatsApp. This does not happen like that. But because of our karma, sometimes we have difficulties, is the truth. Bad things happen to good people every day because of it. But we have an option. By going to God via Praschit Karma, we do Shivratri, we do good. Why? Dear God, I am doing good. Please forgive me. Dear God, change my karma. Did you ever think about that? Why do you pray? If the Patra book has already have everything written down, it's cast in stone, we're going to get into a car accident. I'm going to die at 65. I can only have $5 in my pocket. Consider what I'm saying. If that be the case, and Parabdha karma is already etched, Parabdha karma is where God says, I'll make you a father, a son, a brother. I'll make you work for these people. I'll make you have money. I'll make you not have money, whatever it be. Why do you pray? If tonight our question, after listening so far, is, why are you doing Shivratri? What is the purpose? Life hard, life bad, everything hard. Why are you doing prayers? Then remember, what is the purpose of prayer? I did bad, so I am getting punishment in my life right now. Things are not the way I want it to be. Think what you say in at home. I'll chuck my hand in my pocket and I'll come out with $5. God gave me this $5. Thank you, God. Thank you, Madhe Baba. Thank you, God. Check yourself. Don't you go and at some point, let's say Diwali day, Mother, thank you for the $5, but the bill is $50. Mother, could you change this $5 into $50? Mother, could you increase my pay? Could you give me the promotion at the job? Could you help me home? Could you help me pass my exam? Suppose it was written in the patra that you were supposed to fail your exam, never get a job. But prayers makes us in charge of our destiny. That yes, karma is there, and karma brings sometimes bad as well as good in our life. But we don't accept karma. The praying person, using things like vrat, such as Paya Vrat, Shivratri Vrat, Navratri Vrat, Ekadasi Vrat, all these tools. Imagine I had spanner and screwdriver here. Tools to get what you want. Let's just pretend this is my breath. I'm doing prayers. Lord Shiva, I did bad before, just like Andaka. Andaka did bad. And I'm doing prayers to offer praschit. Praschit is the act of asking for forgiveness. The act of saying, I know I did bad. I made mistakes. But I want to reform. I want to be better. I want to do better. Please, Lord Shiva, who was now throwing the Trishul at Andaka, is now saying, I accept you. I forgive you. I will give you a chance. Because of your patience, your discipline, remember that word patience? Because you adored me daily and you were freed from that type of behavior that you had before, today you are freed from all the sin you've committed. You are entitled to receive a boon. Ask me for what you want. As a result of all this time, you have spent 3,000 years, you sat on that Trishul, and in that place you prayed. On hearing the words of Lord Shiva, Andaka clasped his hands and he spoke to the Lord of Umapati. He says, Dear God, because of lust, I expressed to Parvati Mata in a very deplorable way. I let down myself, my family, my father, my ancestors because of my action. I disrespected you, our Jagat Guru. Somebody asked me once, how come Lord Shiva is in the husband role and he's so active in all the plays? You will see our play. How it is he is the one who chops off Ganesh Baba's head and he loses Kartik. When you listen to Brahm Vaivat Puran, he is the one who's running with Parvati Mata when Krishna incarnates as Ganesh. He's trying to feed everybody. There are so many discourses where he's playing the part. And one of the explanations for that, for his very active role in this way, 1 minute he's a husband, then he's crying when Sati Mata dies, then we have the destruction of the body, then he goes to burn the body and all the gut in Varanasi, and he takes the ashes. Why does he have the ashes? Remember that we talk about that? He burnt the body when the bosom of Parvati Sati Mata fell in Varanasi in one particular gut. He went and he put the wood and he burned and he says, I am showing you, Devi, how much I love you. And he takes the ashes of her left bosom and he puts it on his body and he says, I adorn you, I adorn with you. You are the coating on my skin. So much I love you. Why does he do that? Why is he really wearing a skull? We heard from different discourse when Parvati Mata, whose skull is that you're wearing around your neck? When we're doing the arati, they sing the praises of the one who wears the skulls. Those skulls belong to Devi at different births, different time. Why is he like this? Do you remember one of his names is Jagat World Guru? Jagat Guru. He's everybody's guru. And he is usually trying to teach you and I how to behave, how to conduct ourselves. And in these illustrations, Andaka says, you are Jagat Guru. You were teaching me and I failed. Please have compassion. Please understand how embarrassed, how shamed I feel because I transgressed against the Mother Guru, the Mummy Baba, the Guru Mother of this world, the Guru Ma of this world. I looked at her. Instead of a mother, I looked at her with lustful eyes. I looked at her with the want of sexual desire. And today, now I was physically blind, but I was spiritually blind. Although I got back my eyesight, I am now understanding how blind I really was. Oh Ishwar, I am depressed. After sitting and praying for so long, that feeling is still inside of me. I am destitute, but I am full of devotion for you. I have come to seek refuge in you, and I am begging you, let me always look at that mother, Goddess Parvati, as my mother. Oh Chandrasekhara, I never want to see her anger. I never want to see her in any way. Do not allow me to have the blemish of lust, anger, and all these things. Allow me always to look at her as a mother and to be showing respect to you and mother always. Allow me to be pure. Allow me to be close to you. Oh Ishwar, forgive this sinner and let me stay with you as a Gana. Oh Shiva, by your grace, because of my birth in this family, I got caught up with wealth, with jewel, with acquisition of land, fighting for property. But now I see the truth wiped away by your touch. I see what is real and what is not real. Please accept this fool as your Gana. Speaking like this, knowing the mind of Mahadev, Parvati Mata, she replies. And she says, from your previous birth you have been ordained to be in this moment. He bows as she's speaking, and both Shiva and Parvati kiss his head, allowing this Andakasur the grace to become one of the Gana. In fact, he became the Ganapati before Ganesh accepted that role. He was one of the Ganapati. Ganapati simply means the Lord, the Master, the General of the army of Ganas. Shiva bestowed the mantra, Mrityunjay mantra upon him so that he could heal and rejuvenate life. And he told him, recite it carefully. Prem se bolo Mahapati Mahadeva ki Jai. Sanat Kumar continues to speak to Narad Muni. about the role of Lord Shiva. That although a man might have different things to preoccupy him, Lord Shiva shows his priority is his marriage and the protection of Parvati Mata. Parvati Mata prayed and begged that she would be under the umbrella of protection of Lord Shiva. And Lord Shiva never jibbed from his duty or in any way his acts of protection. If you today are a follower of Lord Shiva, then how can you beat the Parvati in your home? As I said, I agree, there are two sides to every story. But there is no room for breaking the law. And domestic violence is against the law.